Have you ever wanted to have a perfect, relaxing weekend?
Oh, definitely.
But without spending a single dime?
That sounds pretty tough to do.
Right. But what if doing that could actually make you sound smarter?
Wait, really? How does not spending money make you more articulate?
Well, that is what we are exploring today. Welcome to our deep dive.
I am excited for this one.
Me too. We have a really cool source today. It is an educational transcript from Woo Baby's English channel.
Right. And it has a very clever kind of dual-purpose framework.
Exactly. On one hand, it is a guide. It shows you how to spend $0 on a Saturday.
Which is helpful for anyone, really.
Oh, absolutely. But on the other hand, it uses that exact routine to teach you English.
Right. It takes you from a basic beginner level.
Like an A1 level.
Yeah, up to a more natural pre-intermediate A2 level.
It is so interesting. It matches a budget-friendly lifestyle with a richer vocabulary.
It really does. You move from basic survival words to a more descriptive way of speaking.
So our mission today is to unpack this guide. We want to see how small shifts in our daily routines and our words can enrich our lives.
Yeah, we're going to walk through this $0 day together.
Oh, let's start with the morning.
The morning is arguably the most dangerous time for your wallet.
Oh, for sure. The morning coffee run is such a deeply ingrained habit.
Right. You wake up, you are tired.
You are rushing. And the absolute easiest thing to do is just buy a $5 latte.
It is just the path of least resistance.
Yeah. But the guide sets a completely different tone for the $0 Saturday.
The routine is to wake up and make your coffee at home.
Instead of going to a cafe.
Right. And then you head to the park. Simply because the park is free.
Now, at a basic A1 English level, a learner describes this very mechanically.
The source gives a baseline example. It goes, I wake up, I don't go to a cafe, I make coffee at home, then I go to the park. I walk.
It sounds so robotic.
Yeah, it does. It is grammatically correct.
Sure. You understand the sequence of events?
But it lacks any flavor entirely?
I wake up, I walk.
It sounds like you are reporting to a commander.
Right. Just stating facts. But then the guide introduces the A2 language upgrade.
Okay, what is the upgrade?
Instead of saying, I walk, it teaches the phrase, I go for a walk.
Okay, wait. I have to push back on this a little bit.
Sure. What is on your mind?
Why does adding go for a bulla before walk make a difference?
It is a subtle change.
I mean, doesn't I walk get the exact same point across? You were just moving your legs.
It seems identical on the surface, but look at the mechanism here.
Okay.
I walk is purely functional. It just describes physical transportation.
Putting one foot in front of the other.
Right. You are just moving from point A to point B.
Which is technically what you do in a park.
True. But I go for a walk frames that action as a deliberate hobby.
Oh, I see.
It implies intention. You are telling the listener that the walking itself is the goal.
Not just the method of getting somewhere.
Exactly. Imagine someone asks what you did over the weekend.
If you say, I walked, they are waiting for the rest of the sentence.
Like, I walked to the store.
Right. But if you say, I went for a walk, the picture changes.
They picture you strolling through a park, enjoying your time.
That maps perfectly to the mindset of a cost-free morning.
You're engaging in an experience.
It is kind of like upgrading from instant coffee to a nice home-brewed cup.
Right. Both give you caffeine, but one is an experience you actually savor.
Exactly. Now, the source introduces another crucial tool here.
To build that experience.
Yeah. It is the phrase instead of.
Okay, how does that work?
The guide changes. I don't go to a cafe. I make coffee at home.
What?
Instead of going to a cafe, I make coffee at home.
Wow, that feels like a massive psychological shift.
It really is. When you say, I don't go to a cafe, it highlights a lack.
It sounds like a restriction.
Right. You are focusing on what you are missing out on.
Because you are on a strict $0 budget. It feels like a diet. I can't do this.
But using instead of completely reframes the morning.
Instead of going to a cafe, I make coffee.
You shifted the narrative. It is no longer a restriction. It is an active choice.
You weighed the options. And you deliberately chose the home coffee.
Right. You go from feeling poor to feeling like you are in control.
That is amazing. So we have mastered intention in the morning.
But the ultimate test comes next, the afternoon.
Oh, yes. The afternoon is when the urge to buy things usually peaks.
Society conditions us to view spending money as the default weekend activity.
You are awake. You have energy. And then the afternoon slump hits.
And recreational shopping becomes a very real temptation.
But our $0 guide has a plan to dodge that bullet.
Right. You visit the public library.
You just sit, read, and enjoy the space without spending a cent.
The library is one of the last places where you can just exist for free.
It is a complete sanctuary from consumerism.
And the linguistic upgrade here is striking.
What is the baseline phrase?
The A1 baseline is, I go to the library, I look at books, I sit and read. It is quiet.
Very functional again. I look at books.
But the A2 upgrade replaces look at books with browse the shelves.
Wait, I need to ask about this one too.
Go for it.
Isn't browse heavily tied to the internet? Like opening a web browser?
We definitely associate it with screens today.
Right. So taking an internet word and using it in a physical library feels odd. Does it really elevate the language?
Well, the source explicitly defines browse as looking at things slowly.
Okay.
Historically, it referred to animals casually eating leaves. It implies unhurried exploration.
I hear you on the animal definition, but doesn't it still sound kind of aimless?
How so?
How does aimless wandering equal a higher level of fluency?
Because it is not aimless. It is active discovery.
Oh, I get it.
When you say, I look at books, it is a passive action. Your eyes just point at something.
The browsing implies curation.
Exactly. You are wandering, yes, but you pick things up. You read the back cover.
You are transforming a passive action into an engaging experience.
Right. And think about shopping. When we shop, we browse the racks.
Oh, wow. So you take that consumer action browsing and apply it to a free library.
It's a brilliant switch. You get the fun of shopping without the financial hangover.
That elevates the whole activity. You are actively engaging with knowledge.
There is another shift here, too. The guide changes. It is quiet to it's a peaceful place to relax.
I love that shift.
It perfectly shows the jump from beginner to intermediate.
Because A1 English limits you to physical descriptions.
Right. The room is quiet just means there is no noise. It is an objective fact.
A graveyard is quiet. An empty parking garage is quiet.
Exactly.
Neither of those are places you want to spend your Saturday. Quiet does not mean good.
But A2 English lets you convey emotion.
By upgrading quiet to peaceful.
Yes. You take a lack of noise and turn it into a positive state of mind.
Peaceful carries heavy emotional weight. It implies calm.
You are not just the words you use program how you experience your environment.
When you call it peaceful, you convince your brain that you are having a premium experience.
Exactly. So we navigated the afternoon by browsing a peaceful library.
But then the sun goes down and evening hits.
This is where the focus shifts to connecting with others.
Still on that strict $0 budget.
Evening is traditionally the most expensive part of the weekend.
Oh, absolutely. Going out to dinner, hitting the bars, paying for movie tickets.
But the guide keeps us on track. The plan is to cook dinner with family and watch TV.
Completely avoiding the expensive dinners out.
Right. The A1 baseline here is, I stay at home, I cook dinner, we watch a movie, we don't go out.
The language upgrade for this is fascinating.
What stands out to you?
Changing I stay at home to I usually stay in.
Yeah, that is a great one.
Because I have to say, the phrase stay at home sounds like a punishment.
It really does. Like you are grounded.
Or quarantine because you were sick. I must stay at home.
It emphasizes the physical location and the lack of freedom to leave. It feels rigid.
But the guide introduces stay in. It is a subtle shift, but it feels completely different.
It feels cozy, deliberate.
Yes. Staying in implies comfort and intimacy.
It is a deliberate choice to withdraw from the busy outside world.
When you say, I usually stay in, you are communicating a lifestyle preference, not a confinement.
It changes the narrative entirely.
You go from, I can't afford to go out, to, I prefer the comfort of my own space.
That is a massive difference in how you present yourself.
And how you feel about your life.
The guide pairs this with another crucial grammar structure. It introduces using enjoy plus an ing verb.
Okay, so instead of just stating the fact, we watch a movie,
The learner is taught to say, we enjoy watching a movie together.
let's unpack this enjoy plus ing thing.
Sure.
On the surface, asking someone to say we enjoy washing instead of we watch feels like extra work.
It can seem redundant at first.
Right. I mean, enjoyment is implied if you choose to do it on a Saturday night. Why force the extra vocabulary?
Well, look at how English handles time and emotion.
Hi.
When you say we watch a movie, you are stating a cold fact. It is binary. Did it happen? Yes.
Just a fact.
But when you add enjoy and change watch to watching, you stretch the action out.
Because of the ing ending.
Yes. The ing suffix implies a continuous ongoing state.
Oh, you are no longer just listing activities you completed.
Right. You are expressing continuous happiness.
Enjoy watching tells the listener that the activity brings you pleasure over a continuous period.
It proves that the $0 evening was not a compromise. It was a rewarding connection.
It is wild how these tiny tweaks completely transform the story you are telling.
It really shows that language is like the operating system of the mind.
Giving people better vocabulary gives them better tools to interpret their lives.
This transcript is not just teaching grammar. It is teaching a philosophy of contentment.
Let's pull all these threads together.
The core message of the source is crystal clear now.
A $0 Saturday is absolutely not about doing nothing, and it is not about feeling deprived.
It is about making highly intentional, rich choices.
The active choice to make your own coffee.
Browsing the library to find peace.
And the cozy decision of staying in with family?
At the same time, it teaches us something profound about learning.
Right. Improving your English doesn't always mean memorizing complex academic words.
It often just means finding richer ways to talk about the simple things you already do.
You move from being a robot reporting facts to being an active participant describing your joy.
The source actually wraps up with a perfect quote.
I love this one.
The learner says, my Saturday is $0, but my English is getting rich.
It is such a clever play on words. It really captures the dual victory of the guide.
But this raises a much bigger question for you, the listener.
Yeah, a question that goes beyond just one $0 Saturday.
We have seen how changing a few words can reframe a cheap weekend into a peaceful one.
So what other areas of your daily routine might feel completely different?
If you just upgraded the vocabulary you use to describe them to yourself.
The words you choose truly build the world you live in.
They absolutely do.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Keep exploring, keep questioning the words you use, and keep finding the richness in those $0 moments. We will catch you next time.